You gotta clean yourself up from the inside out. That's how it works. In the previous video I was talking about how you have to exclude worldly things from your daily life. The things that are in the world are of the world, and you're not supposed to be in the world and of the world, so you've got to exclude those things from your daily life. You were used to watching videos that have cuss words in them, and used to watching movies that have nudity in them. You're used to watching all these things, and you don't think there's anything wrong with it, because you are in the world and you are of the world. But these things are grievous. They are grievous to the Lord's soul. He doesn't want you watching these sorts of things. They grieve His Spirit. And when you grieve the Lord's Spirit, He'll withdraw from you. Like the convictions won't happen until you come into the knowledge of the truth, until you start hearing the word of truth. Those convictions won't take place as often, because you're deep within the world. Like the world has consumed you, it's covered you up to your head, you're under the water. The way to start cleaning yourself up from the inside is to stop watching these things. Give way to thought. When you're watching movies and TV and all these types of things, your frontal lobe shuts down. You're not thinking objectively, you're just taking in everything you see. It's actually a form of hypnosis. Just taking in everything you see. Your frontal lobe is shut down and you just take it in. And you can be influenced with whatever anybody on the planet wants to influence you with that is an actor or producer or director. Whatever they want to influence you with, they have complete and total power to do so once your frontal lobe shuts down. It's passive. When I say shuts down, I'm just saying it becomes passive. Your objective thought patterns begin to go to sleep. And you're not considering what you're being influenced with you as much. So your mind can be made up for you without you ever having thought about it, without you ever having been objective and considering another probability. Your mind has been made up for you. You must withdraw from these types of activities. You must give way to thought, lest mental stupor take over. You don't want to be thoughtless. And once you start withdrawing from the world, it may be difficult. It may be difficult at first, because you're used to watching movies. And once you've withdrawn from the movies, your thought patterns, they start to wake up. You start thinking on a regular basis, and your brain's not used to it. It might be difficult at first. It actually might make you feel quite weary, because your brain starts thinking and thinking. But you gotta keep going. And you gotta keep laying things down for the Lord. You gotta put the worldly music aside, yeah. And you've gotta put your own worldly conversations aside. And it's hard. It can be hard at first, but you can do all things through Christ, who will strengthen you as long as you have faith in Him. And the fleshly desires also got to be put aside, which is very important Very important also. Because once you make a sin happen in your life, once you let a sin happen in your life, you open doors for trouble. You allow things to start taking place that wouldn't have taken place before otherwise. And you make things more difficult on you and everybody else around you. You don't want to open that door. Just keep from sinning. Keep from sinning. One of the other things that might make it pretty difficult is usually when you're trying to withdraw from the world's still trying to get you to stay in it. Especially through social networking sites and all those types of things. The best way to exclude certain things out of your life, out of your eyes, so that you don't see them, or exclude them from your ears so you don't hear them, is to unfollow. Is to unfollow people. That way you don't have to give up on them entirely, seeing as how they were your friend in the past. And you care for their soul most likely. Why don't you just unfollow them? You don't have to watch everything they're posting. You don't have to see all their posts when they're in the world and of the world. But as Christ begins to make changes in your life, your changes in your life can bear witness to them. The changes that Christ can make in your life can bear witness to your friends. So you don't have to unfriend everybody that's in the world. Even Jesus sat with publicans and sinners. So you just don't follow them. You unfollow them, and you try to get them to follow you. You let them see the changes that Jesus is making in your life, and make sure that their posts don't enter into your eyes. Make sure you don't have to see a wicked thing. Make a covenant with yourself that you won't set your eyes upon a wicked thing. If you do that, your soul won't be vexed with the wicked ways of the world as much. You'll still encounter a few issues here and there, but they'll be a lot less frequent, and you'll have a lot less trouble overcoming these desires to watch these things and partake in these things. Once you get past that hump, once you make it past the desire to watch it, to speak it, to hear it, once you get past the desire, it's all downhill from there. It gets easier. Your thought patterns begin to restore. It'll take time, but it can be done through Jesus Christ the Lord. You can think for yourself once again. Once you're thinking for yourself, you may think you're thinking for yourself if you're caught up in the world, but you're not. Everybody else is thinking for you, because your frontal lobe has become passive. When you start listening to worldly music, when you start listening or watching TV, when you start watching movies, your frontal lobe has become passive, and you no longer think objectively. So you may think that your thought patterns are normal, or you may think that you have made up your own mind, but you haven't. If you're caught up in those things, you haven't made up your own mind. Somebody else has made up your mind for you. So I encourage you to withdraw from these things. Even if you're not a believer, I encourage you to withdraw from these things for at least 3 months and see. You'll see the difference. You'll see the changes in your life. Stop watching the movie. Stop watching the TV. Stop listening to worldly music. Stop engaging in worldly conversations. Try to clean your mouth up. Try not to cuss for 3, maybe even 4 months. You will know a difference. You'll see the difference in your life. That's a guarantee. Stop cussing. Stop listening to worldly music. Stop watching movies. Stop watching TV. And give way to thought. Let your frontal lobe wake up. And you'll know a secret that a lot of them out there don't want you to know. Just do it for 3 months, and you'll learn secrets. You'll gain knowledge. Lord Jesus, I long to be perfectly whole. I want Thee forever to live in my soul. Break down every idol, cast out every foe. Now wash me and I shall be whiter than snow. Whiter than snow, yes, whiter than snow. Now wash me and I shall be whiter than snow. Lord Jesus, look down from Thy throne in the skies, and help me to make a complete sacrifice. I give up myself and whatever I know. Now wash me and I shall be whiter than snow. Whiter than snow, yes, whiter than snow. Now wash me and I shall be whiter than snow. Lord Jesus, for this I most humbly entreat. I wait, blessed Lord, at Thy crucified feet. By faith for my cleansing I see Thy blood flow. Now wash me and I shall be whiter than snow. Whiter than snow, yes, whiter than snow. Now wash me and I shall be whiter than snow. Lord Jesus, Thou seest I patiently wait. Come now and within me a new heart create. To those who have sought Thee Thou never saidst no. Now wash me and I shall be whiter than snow. Whiter than snow, yes, whiter than snow. Now wash me and I shall be whiter than snow.